Hey everybody, it's David, the Prosoloflipper. You can find me on Instagram as well at the same account, Prosoloflipper. I post on there quite a bit, a couple times a day at least, typically. If you want to get in contact with me, you can message me, comment here. I'll reply to your comments. You can message me there. I'm pretty good about answering everybody's questions on there. I don't get a ton of questions right now, so if you have something to ask, I'll answer you. I'm mostly eBay related probably because that's what I do. I do very little Amazon. If you want to know something very basic about Amazon, I can probably help you. And I do a little bit of local sales. If you haven't watched if you're new, this is the first video you've seen of me. I'll give you a quick background on me. I've been selling on eBay part-time for a lot of years, like 18 years or something like that, 19 years, and just as kind of for fun and something to do on the side, earn a little extra money, make it a little easier to pay the bills or play money or whatever. Got serious about doing it a couple years ago. I was on part-time regularly, just to kind of see what I could build it into. I started having ideas of, I guess what really happened was I started watching other YouTube videos of other resellers and thinking, wow, there's actually people out there that do this full-time and make decent money. And the more I watched them, the more I started to realize, and as I started to build over a couple of years, I started to realize that a couple of those resellers that I was watching regularly, and they were talking about how much they were selling and their numbers a little bit. I was getting pretty close to what they were selling, and I still had a full-time job, and so that's when I really started taking it seriously and thinking maybe I could do this as a full-time job. And that's coming from, I have a business degree. I had a good job. I worked at a bank. I was a bank manager at a job, so it wasn't like, I was new to banking, so it wasn't like I was making $100,000 a year, but I was making good income, and I had really good benefits. So to walk away from that was pretty significant. I would feel like I would have to be doing really well with my reselling. So like I said, the last 2 years, I've really been increasing things, and the last year especially, trying to get my numbers up, my listings up, so my sales could be up. I was making, I think last August, I had gotten up to about $7,000 or $8,000 a month, and that was when I kind of approached my wife to see what she would say about, because I was serious about doing it. And I didn't hate my bank job or anything, but compared to reselling, I didn't want to be there. I wanted to be reselling because that's what I really enjoy, and I've had some success with it. So I approached her. She said, talk to me again once your student loans are paid off. And I had them paid off in a month. So I had $19,000, and it took me 10 months to pay them off with the extra money I was making on eBay. So in September, I made the decision that I was going to quit my job at the end of the year. That was the agreement that we made, that I would work the rest of the year and then I'd quit. So that's what happened. And then in November, middle of November, I thought it would be nice and give my work 5 weeks notice. They returned the favor and said that day could be my last day. So I was done on November 15th. So what this video is going to be basically my 4-month update of how full-time selling is going for me. And kind of let you guys know where I'm at, what I've been successful with, and what I've struggled with, and what my plans are going forward. So I did a video with a 1-month update of 1 month reselling. If you haven't seen that, you can check that out. I would say between that 1-month video and now, not a lot has changed. So I'm kind of still having the same success and the same struggles. I guess, so I'll start with kind of giving you an update on where my numbers are. Basically January, February, and March, and now March is on track to be about the same as January and February. So, with that being said, March was going to be better, but I got sick for about 5 days, and I didn't really list anything. And then as soon as I was better, we went on vacation for spring break. So there was, for a 5-day vacation. So there was about a 10-day period there where there was no listing. and then those last 5 days my handling time had been extended, so I think that might have hurt my sales a little bit. But and last week was about equal to my lowest week so far this year. I did about 1,800 in sales, which isn't bad considering. It's not bad at all considering I was gone for 5 of those days, and also I was sick for 5 days before that. So I'm expecting this next week to be slow too, but however that, because my listings have lowered by about 100 in those 10-day period. That 10-day period. But January, February, and now March is on track to be about 9,300 a month or so. It's not where I want to be, but considering it's first quarter and my listings are actually a little bit lower than fourth quarter. So for fourth quarter, my sales were about 11,000 a month, and I was at about 1,000 listings. I would say my average listing amount for this first quarter has been about 900 listings, but better ones because I've been pulling off some bad inventory, some low price inventory that has just been sitting and not selling. So better inventory at a lower number. I've still been averaging about 11 or 12 sales a day for the first 2.5 months here so far. Like I said, I've been doing about 9,300 a month. March could still potentially be a little bit higher than that, or it could be worse if my sales continue to be slow because of that 10-day period where I wasn't listing. So 9,300 is not where I want to be, but I'm pretty happy with that. If I average that all year long, then I'll probably end up with $120,000 in sales, or a little more than that, because fourth quarter will be higher. And I do expect my listings to get higher over the year. So 120,000 in sales. My goal for the year is 150,000, and that's for eBay, Amazon, local. I've been not doing very much on Amazon and local for the past couple months. eBay is my thing, so that's what I'm good at. That's what I have experience with, and that's what works well for me. So that's where I'm putting my focus. I do plan to do more local this year. I was thinking I would do more Amazon this year, but I don't know if I'm going to. It requires me changing up the way I source, and I'm pretty happy with what I do now. I just want to do more of it. So I think that I'm not going to concern myself too much with Amazon going forward, and that might change again because my game plan, changes as I feel like it needs to. But I'm definitely going to be getting my listings up on eBay. I definitely want to do some more local stuff too, because I just find that stuff that while I'm outsourcing for eBay, I find stuff that will sell well locally. So I'm not going to stop that, and I have more time to sell stuff locally, meet people and stuff for it. I've mostly just been having people telling people that I work at home, so they need to come pick it up, which has worked out really well. And people just haven't really had a problem with that, and they've just come and got it. So I don't have to go out and meet people and get stood up and waste my time. But so I'm at 9,300. If you compare that to the first quarter last year, I mean, it's way better. It's almost 3 times better than what it was last year. So last year my sales were 80,000 for the year, and my sales for the first quarter, even the first 4 or 5 months, were really only around 3,000 or 3,500 or so. So I'm triple over what I was. I know I'm not going to be triple all year, because I'm not going to be tripling my fourth quarter numbers this year. I'm not going to be at 33,000 a month instead of 11,000, because last year I really started building up my listings in about May or so. So anyway, I'm way ahead of last year, but it's expected. And so I'm at 9,300. I really would like to try to get to more like 12,000 plus a month. That's what I want to average for the year, so that I can get to that 150,000 goal that I had. So that's kind of where I'm at. I feel like I've been doing pretty well. I mean, I'm still almost selling as much per day as I was in fourth quarter. I tend to sell higher price stuff in fourth quarter because I sell a lot of outerwear, snowboarding gear, or clothing or whatever. So snowboarding pants, name brand stuff that has a higher average sell price, in the 40, 50, a lot of jackets, a lot in the 40, 50, $60 range, jackets, boots, and stuff like that. So that, for me, that's why my fourth quarter is higher, not because where some other people who might sell a lot of new items and they're selling stuff for Christmas gifts. For me, my fourth quarter is higher because I sell higher price items, mostly relating to cold weather, so boots and jackets and ski pants and stuff like that. And I buy that stuff throughout the year. I already have a lot of stuff that I've picked up in just the last couple months that I'm no longer listing winter stuff. So I probably already have 60, 70 items, and by this next fourth quarter is going to be really big because I'm sourcing so much more than I was. So let's talk about my struggles. My struggles are still kind of the same thing: sourcing too much and not listing enough. I've slowed down my sourcing a little bit. Well, I really did for a while there, and it's picked up a little bit again. The biggest, but I don't really see that as an issue other than I'm not listing enough. So I know every time I talk about wanting to get my listings higher, people talk about, have I considered hiring somebody to help me? And the answer is yes, I've considered it, but it's not really what I'm looking to do. I don't really. One of the things I didn't really enjoy about my job was managing people. Not that I don't like people necessarily. It's just it's so much simpler just to be responsible for yourself, right, and for your own actions, and not have to worry about what somebody else is doing who probably isn't going to care as much about your business as you are. So what I want to do is find more efficient ways to list. So yesterday I cleared out some shelves with some unlisted inventory and created a listing station with a desk I bought at the thrift store and a computer I bought at the auction, a desktop computer. And so I'm going to set up a listing station there. And I've always done my listing on the app. I really like the app. I think it's really easy to use. And I like being able to take the pictures with my phone and having them right there and being able to list wherever I want. So I can lay in bed, watch Netflix or Hulu or whatever, and list, or YouTube, whatever, and list. But I just don't think, I think that maybe the computer could be a little bit faster. I've tried it a couple times. I don't really like it that much, but I did it on my laptop, not sitting at a desk and using the mouse pad, which I don't like, instead of I guess whatever you call it, the touchpad. I like using a mouse better. I like having a full keyboard with the 10 key numbers on there. I think that I'll be able to list faster that way, especially if I give it some time and practice it. I'm going to be using a point and shoot camera instead of my phone, just so that transferring the pictures can be really efficient. So I'm going to just transfer the memory cards straight. I'll take the pictures with the camera and transfer the memory cards straight into my desktop so that they're already there. There's no transferring time or uploading time as far as that goes. So that's my plan. I've heard some people, a few, one in particular, who is a solo reseller and says that he can list 150 things in a day. I have a hard time wrapping my head around that. I want that to be true because I want to be able to get closer to that. I'm not anywhere near that. I think a good day for me is getting 30 things listed. So if somebody can do 150, then I'm hoping I can do 60 a day. Because if I could do 60 in one day, I think that would make the world a difference. Like, even if I only did 5 days at 60, that's 300 listings in a week. That's 1,200 in a month. I'm currently selling about 300, a little over 300 a month. That means I would grow my store by 900 in 1 month if I could list at that speed. Is that right? Is that the math? Is that math right? Yeah, 1,200 listings. I just don't understand how they could do that fast. But I'm hoping I can streamline a little bit and get faster. And by the way, that person is listing clothes, so it's not like they're just listing, like, I don't know what's fast to list, like DVDs or something, or CDs or something where you just take 1 or 2 pictures and don't have to do much of a description. He's doing clothes with measurements and multiple pictures. So I don't know how he does it. I don't think he works just 8 hours a day. and I don't ever intend to work 15 hours a day. Maybe one day, or maybe Tuesday I'll happen to work 15 hours, but 15 hours 7 days a week, no. I don't care. I don't need that much money, and I enjoy what I do, but I don't need to work that much. There's no need for it. So that's my plan. My biggest struggle has been listing, and it continues to be that. I think that's always going to be my struggle. I have no problem sourcing. I can source more stuff than I can list, obviously. I've said it before, and I think I can source enough stuff for multiple people to spend full-time listing, and still have source enough for them to do that. So I don't think sources. I mean, I could see sourcing getting more difficult as things could change. So more people could become competition in my local area, and it could be harder to find stuff. But even if I was only finding half of what I'm finding now, I would still have plenty of stuff, and I could spend more time sourcing. I could go to auctions out of town that are nearby towns. I don't ever do that. So anyway, I've got, as I've mentioned before, I have a 2-car garage full of stuff, and I've got a 10 by 30 storage unit that's about half full of stuff. So I have plenty of stuff to list. I'm not worried about sourcing ever. So the struggle will continue to be listing, and inventory management, and making room, because I think if I just get my stuff listed, that it's backlogged of unlisted stuff, then things will become more organized. At some point, I'll probably will have to put in a big inventory system, but that's what's been going on for the past few months. I've been sourcing a little too much, listing not quite enough, but still getting out 11 or 12 packages a day. I'm pretty happy with my numbers. If I didn't, I make enough now. I don't need to make more money, but I definitely want to. So I was used to having a lot of money for the past couple of years because I had a good job and I was doing eBay on the side, so I had money from both those things. I now make about as much money reselling, not almost, as what I was making just at my job. So don't have as much money as I was, but then I'm not aggressively paying off debt like I was before either. So I have one car payment to make. I want to start making doubling up the payments on that, and then I have the house payment. That's the only debt we have. But so going forward, my goal is going to be just still to increase my listings. I'm hoping this listing station will work, and just getting in the right mentality where I know that I need to list, spend more actual time listing, and being focused when I'm doing that. So rather than laying in bed watching TV and listing while I do that, maybe sitting at a desk listing with a TV in the background. It's a subtle difference, but hopefully it makes a difference in the amount of listings I accomplish. So if you guys have ideas for what you do, or in the comments, if you're a reseller and you're watching this, put in the comments how many listings you can get in a day and what type of stuff you're listing, because I'm curious. I don't really hear enough people talk about how many listings they can actually get done. Some people blow my mind when I hear how many things they can get listed, and then some people want to give me advice for listing faster, which I appreciate, but then they're not listing very much themselves. So I think they don't really understand. So they might list 10 things a day, and they're giving me their tips for listing faster. But I'm at 25, 30. Let's just say that if I'm a serious listing for let's say half a day, 4 or 5 hours a day, and I'll get about 25 things listed. That's kind of where I'm at. And yeah, I could spend more hours, but I'm not trying to work all hours of the evening. One of the things I wanted to do once I went full-time was spend less time in the evenings and on the weekends working, because I did that a lot when I was trying to build up this business so that I could go full-time. I worked all day, and then in the evenings and the nights, that's when I had time to list and do everything. So I'm trying to be more available for my family and stuff, and do more in the evenings and the weekends. So I'm trying to pull away from there a little bit. I still do some stuff. I still package at night, and I still do lists sometimes a little bit. I still do research auctions or things like that, but as far as just sitting down and listening for 3 or 4 hours in an evening, I don't do that anymore. As far as spending 10 or 12 hours on a Sunday just listening all day long, I don't do that anymore, really. So maybe I should do that every once in a while, and then my listings will get higher. But anyway, so going forward, so that's kind of what my 3 months have been, last few months has been like. I'm happy with the numbers, but I definitely want to grow. So my focus going forward is on increasing my listings so that my sales can go up and my numbers can go up and I can get closer to reaching that 150,000 sales goal for the year. Looking forward to garage sale season. Definitely. I missed out. I've always felt like I was missing out on that because here garage sales are on Fridays and Saturdays, and it almost seems like Friday is a bigger day than Saturday. So I always had a hard time going to work on Fridays knowing that all those good garage sales are going on and that I could easily make more money going to garage sales that day than I would going to work. So I'm looking forward to hitting every single Friday this year. Our yard sale season is pretty short. It really won't get going until May-ish, and it'll be done by the start of September. So we got about, maybe 4 months of yard sale season. But I'm looking forward to that. I really enjoy yard sales. I think that there's no other place where you can get as much profit from the items that you buy. And then also looking forward to eBay Open. I don't know how many of you guys are going. I really wanted to go last year, but the amount of vacation I had at work was an issue, and so I didn't end up going. I almost ended up going, but this year I signed up the first day, so I'm good to go. I will be driving down because it's only an 8-hour drive for me. I'll be driving down. I'll probably send my packages out Monday morning and hit the road. So I imagine I'll probably be down there early afternoon on Monday. It starts Tuesday, it ends Thursday night, and then I'll probably head back Friday at some point. I'll probably hit the bins when I'm down there at least once, I think, because we don't have bins where I live, and I really enjoy going there. I've only been to the bins twice, but so I might do that Friday before I leave, or Monday when I get there. I don't know. We'll see. I'm also gonna be driving down to Camaro, so I'm not gonna have a ton of space, but I should have enough room to hit the bins at least once. And then, yeah, I'll probably be staying at the Mandalay Bay. I haven't made my reservations there yet. I think it's about $150 a night, but after taxes and everything. So that's probably where I'll be staying. But I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun. Good learning experience. I'll be able to meet a bunch of other people. I follow a lot of other resellers on Instagram and YouTube, so it'll be hoping I can meet some of them and meet some people I've never met before and talk about it. It's fun to meet other resellers. I did go to a reseller meetup in Salt Lake City, a small one. That's the only one I've ever been to, but it was fun sitting around talking to other people that do what you do. You know, there are other resellers in my town, but I tend to not talk to them very much because, well, you know, you don't want to give away your secrets and to people that could have a significant impact on what you do. There is one guy I talk to locally. He's a nice guy, but I don't really divulge much information. But we do talk, and it's fun to talk with him every once in a while. But it'll be good to meet people at eBay Open. I highly recommend if there's a meetup, a small meetup or a big meetup near you, to go check it out and just go talk to people. It's a lot of fun. So I think that's about all I got. Just wanted to kind of let you know what's going on with me. Update with my numbers. Kind of, I want to be open with my numbers. You can, if you want more detail or something, you can check me out on Prosoloflipper on Instagram. But yeah, definitely comment. I will respond to all comments, all legitimate comments, I guess. And if you DM me on Instagram, I'm usually pretty good about replying to those too, even having full conversations with people. So yeah, that's it. So things have been going great. I expect things to be no different. I still am not regretting quitting my job at all. I definitely feel like I'm successful. And not where I want to be, but that's okay. I'm still very new to this full-time thing, and I know that my processes will only get better, and my numbers are only going to go up. They're not going to go down. It's just not going to happen. So I'm excited, still having fun, still enjoying it, still not missing going the 9 to 5 and the office job and corporate politics and all that kind of stuff. So if you have any questions, hit me up. Like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever you want to do. Check me out on Instagram. I appreciate it. So get out there and hustle. I'll talk to you guys next time.